Welcome to Late IHP Show with your very own 5D mystic, ready to talk about when you get to hear from this lovely, lovely feminine of yours. I love you as you are. So integration of the brain, you own your body and heart, you own your third eye, so you're masculine too, and you are grounded in this lovely body and earth. And our eclipse and full moon brings to us a lot of that, which is your wanted truths. So with the integrated brain, your capacity to be forgiven by your own self and then to also forgive humanity, speaking truth with intimacy, so being yourself. The ones of us who are lucky, like me as a feminine, with faith and with the clairs, spiritual gifts, clairs, the neuroscience physicists, they also use words for the flow state. Okay, so we are open to that infinite possibility and potential, and the manifestation vortex is consistently on. So for 5D mystics, it's really fun when we're going through transformation because we see clearly. So clarity is because of the high vibration of the 5D frequency, state of consciousness. I use words that incorporate subject matters, but here's the explanation. It's called integration of brain and dharma. And you remember that your soul family are all people on earth and then beyond for the mystics again. We do know we're one big happy family. So the Christ consciousness and faith is unwavering because it's from the heart. That's why the feminine will share, I love you as you are. So don't change, I love you as you. Then don't change you as the consistent whole self, the unconditionally loving, enlightened self, the ones who know how to create when when two choices, okay? So here, passion, who brings it to you? You or the external? Your mind and body and your heart. When you own it is when you can take charge of your destiny, like our lovely Sadhguru shares. He just doesn't know the psych education. It's called integration of brain, prefrontal cortex. So every day, you know, with the mindful self-help spiritual practices that we do, and you're living and loving this way, mystic or not, that we are gifted with a glorious sunrise and a glorious sunset, and that life is happening as those moments pass. And so you are alive. And as Sadhguru shares, what more do you want? Embodying bliss is because you embody, I am perfect just the way I am for myself and for other and others. That's the flawed, imperfect with integrity. And the healthy self-worth people that are of faith and functional adults, we unconditionally love. Some people don't, but the enlightenment mystics and the enlightenment sciences people too, they do, because we're not going to hold people who are weighed down by life because they don't go to good therapy to get healed. We're not going to hold them in this place of let's tell you you are to be shamed, blamed, faulted, revenged, that you are to be seen as somebody who needs me to add to the burden of this life that you've already been burdened and you are continuing to be burdened by, and that's called the Human Suffering Love Narrative Group. They're consistently in pain and grief, and they consistently perceive, whether mystic or not, that they know everything, but that they're weighed down. So they don't pursue self-discovery. They think their instincts and those tragic words that they use are the truth. That's the trickster within the masculines who do not welcome the inner and outer well-being because they don't do I'm abundant mindset. They don't do I know I can keep on aligning, okay? So integration of brain, your third eye, introception, your five senses, mindful living, again, spiritual living. It's when you have a whole self. There's no core belief of unlovability. The ones who still have those core beliefs, they think that spirituality awakening, Kundalini awakening, and you being a mystic means you get to be alone, that you lose people when ascension happens. You don't lose people. It's gossip. Those are the people who don't appreciate what they have. They also don't learn information. So there's some who thinks yoga brings demons out of you. Others think because you have ascension energies that everything that they do is going to work to help you get out of what is suffering, which, your energy body clearing isn't going to support you to expand if you don't own your inner child. This is, again, not true. The inner child, so Charmaine's stories where she loves her town talks about her all the time. When she dies, they go in her house and they find that she would paint beautiful paintings of them. They never got to know Charmaine because they didn't talk to her or accept probably the weirdo, quote unquote, she was. But Charmaine also, because see, let's bring in both. Charmaine also could have tried to interact with her community, right? So at least you try. If you try and they reject you, well, then you say and you leave it out of respect. So out of respect, a feminine will say, I love you as you are. When a masculine says to feminine, I don't love you as you are. So to their self, we got a shame, blame, fault, revenge, and the human suffering pattern in people who are like Diego's family, or anyone who's in a toxic relationship with low self-esteem, martyr superiors, so they will be weighed down by life, they will do gossiping, they don't expand. So the expansion is all blah, 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 but they're not even of faith. In fact, like those who say yoga brings demons out of you, they think they're of faith because they are following a textbook and they're going against yoga and saying that demons come out of you and not thinking twice about those words because they don't know of Peter Levine, though. Maybe if they learned about trauma charges being in your muscles, bones, and tissues, and that your embodied brain is seeking to return home to its true homeostasis. But they would probably say, I don't believe this pseudoscience bullshit. It's not pseudoscience, it's not bullshit. My stuff is pseudoscience. So, eclipse and full moon. For those of you who have healthy self-worth and are in your 5D vibe, it's a joyride. Every time we have ascension energies, we get to know we were gifted a new day. Our oversoul expands us, not anything different. And we get to grow ourselves, we get to choose love, we get to sit in that silence. So whenever you do have those who do not want your company, so they don't love you as you are, you're going to understand that your soul family is vast and that not all people want that heart-to-heart connection with you. It's not something that will be saddening if you're a healthy, self-worth, empowered person in time. Why? Because we learn what rejection is. It's not protection. So what is it about people? Well, for one, again, if you don't have healthy self-worth, you didn't accept who you are, so you don't have flaws with integrity because you don't know how to speak your truth with intimacy. You know what speaking your truth with intimacy means? It means that I can share with you my deepest, darkest secrets. And really, it's your deepest emotions, like all of you. You know, have you ever done that depth of a share where you've shared all of stuff that's so deep, it's so beautiful. Those shares are, it's the most amazing when you have that level of trust and that bonding. That moment is irreplaceable. Okay, so that's why it's something that a feminine will completely always be appreciative of, because I will say that I love you as you and mean it. And here's where, for any one of you who is polyamory, the secure attachment polyamory person enjoys the polyamory life. We're not masochists, okay? So the ones who have healthy self-worth, again, is very important. If you do know that you're wanted, you're going to enjoy love because you have love within you as the oxytocin gene hormone. It's not just a word you're using. You embody it. And once you are here, you'll know. If you're not here yet, again, mindful and spiritual living and self-help are supportive, but it's because you have the core self of you in the forefront and you don't have this unlovable feeling inside. You want to take care of that with good trauma therapists. Make sure you have a window of tolerance that is expanded, and that's because when uncertainty comes up in the state of awareness, with the focused attention, you can implement kind intention, but you just want to have a clear lens of your sense of self and your self overall. Do we have the attachment category? Self-diagnosing isn't really the way you want to do any of this, but obviously to get curious, you start looking into things. But if you have, what I've noticed is people who wake up not more energized, they don't take it seriously to figure out, to get to good therapists. I also know some don't have access, but I also know that there's good networks. So if you're ever interested, I can send you to networks where you can most definitely find support for people. All the people I learn with and that are in my classes, we all care about helping, and that's the ones who are attachment trauma informed. The mystics, it's only if they're attachment trauma informed, and then that's the 5D mystics. So we bring sciences and spirituality together with our holistic practices, with our toolkit, with our channeling, and we do not disregard having good trauma therapists when we do events. So I, for example, am building a network for the spiritual retreat that I want, just so that I can make sure to have any contact where we're going to be, because it's always important to have the ones who have more knowledge when it comes to neuroscience, neurobiology, all of that, which I do have that informational in-depth background on purpose, and I'm going to keep learning. But again, extra steps to take care is always important, because people, they're not aware of their self. So when someone goes to an event and they're actively re-traumatizing themselves, they don't notice if they don't take their healing journey seriously. So if they haven't identified all of the ways that they are playing out what is a pattern, maladaptive or adaptive, they don't have eyes on their self, you see? So they're not gonna expand to Dharma. They're gonna just keep doing this little karma wheel. But I digress. And what I was trying to get to is when masculines say that they don't love their feminine, it's from here, that trickster of the ego, but it will be because they don't welcome healing. And so you can't force a person to love their self. And even if you tell them, I love you as you can't make a self-loathing into a believer, as they want to shame people and they're going to think that you're evil. Imagine someone trusting a kind person less, which is why, though, a person that has faith and Christ consciousness doesn't break. Because like Pacha says to Cusco, I know you've got a heart, because I got taught, he says, that there's some good in everyone. Those of us of faith, we know something that is called, you are my brothers and sisters. And then once you also get cleared, you're like, we're all part of the same energetic cloth. And the sciences prove that once you find that something that you're seeking is your 1-year-old, and you get earned secure attachment, you're going to know what healthy self-worth, what love means. You're going to know how to be intimate with people. You're going to know how to love yourself as you are. Those people feel changed because they get out of the false sense of self. They get out of the false identity. They stop having this illusion of an identity and getting all rigid and uncomfortably humbug and all annoying, because that's what it is when you meet people with eggshells or rocks and armors on. And really the eggshell people are the ones who I can say are the most like, oh my God, again. Yeah, sure, you know what, I'm going. No, I don't talk to them, but that's how they sound like. I'd rather have the ones who lock themselves away. They give you the silent treatment and that's it, and you don't hear from them ever again. And they don't have this on. This is completely closed off. You can tell if you're mystic. So feminine will say, I love you as you are. It's okay. I'll see you not in the next lifetime, because you won't be in the next lifetime. I already know who it is, who's going to be in my lifetimes. I'm a mystic. I do know my future lifetimes. Some people get upset at me. I said, look, I don't know all of them, but I do know some of them, and I know who I'm leaving the planet with. And, well, I don't think you were on the ship with me. I could go back to see, but really, do we want to? I mean, how much time do you want me to spend there? We're spending time together now. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Na 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 na. Know me tonight. Tomorrow will be all gone. It's now or never. Yes. So masculines, they do what they do, but feminines will always say, "I love you. Have fun." And I will notice when you don't come back anymore, and I'll move on. It's okay. I got plenty to do. Don't worry. I won't think that I lost you, that I could have done something to keep you. I don't keep pets. I mean, I do like cats, but that's because they're independent. They come and go, and even cats. So, long story short, eclipse, full moon, you all know how the feminine to your masculine says, I love you as you, and then it expands, and so our oversoul, it gets bigger, not smaller, and enlightenment is really fun. So your eclipse has brought to you much, much more than you probably ever thought you would have before. And as the energies keep coming about, we're going to have some more chit chats on feminine, masculine, on embodying this unconditional love for each other, on supporting those who are healing trauma seriously and bringing home their whole self, and for us to keep doing mindful self-help, spiritual living together, and loving. The lovely love is independent. So secure attachment, polyamory, monoamory, come join intelligence. We don't pick on each other. We make fun of each other. There's some really amazing empowered masculines out there. I have to say, I've shared some stories. I'll share some more. And I love it when they're mystics because they know totally what a feminine is here and how we work. So they're always supportive. Again, thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful full moon and eclipse.